Well, this is for skill program. Today we learn lesson 19 with the topic my mother. Now listen to a next story about describing her mother. Okay, my presentation now includes three parts. The first part, I read the text once more, and the next one, we find out some vocabulary, some new words. And the last one, we talk about some grammar points used in this text. Okay, now let's get started. Now I read the text. Listen to me carefully. My mother is 45 years old. She isn't chubby because she likes playing sports. She doesn't have black hair. Her hair is blonde. She has blue eyes, a straight nose, and full lips. Her fingers are slim. My mother is kind. She likes helping other people. She is also funny because she usually makes us laugh. I love her very much. Now move on to the next part. Here we have a new word, chubby. Chubby, chubby. Chubby means slightly fat in a way that people find attractive. So it's not quite fat, it's just slightly fat. For example, when you meet a baby, and you can say aloud, for example, oh, look at that baby with chubby cheeks. Oh, they are so good, for example. And you can also say that chubby cheeks or chubby fingers or chubby, I'm terrible, sorry, chubby. We can say that chubby fingers, chubby hands, or chubby cheeks. Now another example. She was 11 years old and pretty in a chubby sort of way. Here we have isn't. Isn't is the abbreviation for is not. Okay. Now we have a phrase, play sports. We have a compound noun. We have phrase, play sports. Play sports. Play sports means you do activity for pleasures and that needs physical effort and skill, and usually happen in a specific special place and follow fixed rules. Now we have now we talk about color, black and blonde. Black is the color of the sky at night, for example, and blonde. Blonde is pale gold in color. It's quite yellow. It is quite not gold. It's just pale. It means pale means slightly, slightly pale, slightly gold, pale gold. We have a straight. Straight, it means not in a curve, without an angle, okay, in a straight line. For example, oh, can you straighten your arms straighter? Oh, now please keep straight on for 2 miles. Well, we have an adjective, full. Full, the opposite of empty. Okay, empty. But in this text, full means is the opposite of thin. Okay. Now, for example, the theater was less than half full, and there are boxes stuffed full of clothes. Example, slim, SLIM, slim. Slim means thin, but in a way that is attractive. For example, and you look a slim girl, okay, and you can ask her that, Oh, how can you manage so slim to stay so slim? Again, how can you manage to stay so slim? It means that how can you keep that slim figure, okay? And moreover, slim in a figurative sense, it means that fewer. For example, many companies a lot slimmer than they used to be. It means that in the past, many companies are bigger than now. For example, and because of COVID-19, for example, and now some companies they are so slimmer. They are a lot slimmer than they used to be, than before, slimmer than before, have fewer workers than before. Okay, and next, now come to the last word. That word is a verb, help. Help. Help, it means make it easier or possible to do something because you by doing something or you give something for some people they need. Okay, and now please, in this text we can find a structure, a useful structure, a common structure, that is make somebody do something. Remember, make us laugh, make us laugh, make us laugh. It means that after verb make, we use base form, we use base verb infinitive without to. Okay, now come to come to the some grammar points used in this text. Okay, you know that in this text the main tense used is the simple present tense. You know that we use that tense when we want to describe three options. Okay, three situations is that we talk about obvious truth. Okay, we talk about some things or people in the present, and we talk about repeat actions. It means that repetitive action. It means that action we do every day, we do in the past, we do now, and we do in the future. You do day by day, you use it daily. Okay, you do that daily. Because the present tense, I think we learned in some previous lesson. We talk a lot about this tense. So today I don't want to tell you more about that. Now we just focus on some two grammar points. Okay, first is how to conjugate verb in the present tense and how to form negatives. Yes, first, how to conjugate in the present tense. You know that in the simple present tense, after subjects like I, you, we, they, we use the base form, the base verb. Okay, verb infinitive, right? For example, I go to school. But we have to add s or es if the last letter of each verb are one of those letters: s, x, ch, sh, and o. Okay, for example, she watches a movie, right? She watches a movie because the last letter of the verb watch end with ch, so we have to add es. by the end of this verb. Okay, remember. And now move on to negative form. When we have a sentence with a verb is to be, verb to be, when you want to change it in negative form, it is easily to add not after to be verb. Okay, for example, she is my, for example. And now when you change that sentence into negative form, you just add not after verb to be. Okay, she isn't my, for example. But some sentences without verb to be, using the base form, the base form, you need to have auxiliary verb. Sorry, this word is, I think it's very difficult for me to pronounce. So auxiliary verb, for that is they are do or does. For example, okay, she has black hair. And now when you change it into negative form, you have to add does not. Okay, so you say she doesn't have black hair. It means that the auxiliary verb do is always followed by the base form, the base verb. Okay, doesn't have, we don't say doesn't has after the auxiliary verb. Do or does is always followed by base form. Remember? What else? And so remember that the verb, usually the auxiliary verb is either first or comes immediately after the question word. Remember? Okay, that's it. Okay, that's all things I want to share with you in this program, the 4 skill program.